When did you come to the U.S. and where do you consider home?
I was here from the age of 4 to the age of 16. I was self-deported by my lovely mother. I love her to death.
Self-deported? Okay.
We can get...
Did you feel like you were an American? Or was there that sense of being... So, I mean, imagine
different.
from 4...
Yeah.
Did you feel the difference being that you had been here for, since childhood?
I think, and I never thought about it until probably around 13, 14. I think a couple of things happened at the same time. I realized that I was Black, and more importantly, I realized I was poor.
Oh.
And Doug as my friends, right?
Okay.
And they were all great friends to me, but it wasn't until coming back from basketball practice, probably late middle school, I think, we were still in the middle school building, and some kid called me a nigger. Right?
Yeah.
And it was actually my daddy owned your daddy, nigger, and that kind of thing.
Okay. You never thought, I want to go back to the US?
I had a fleeting thought, maybe an SS1, SS2, but I mean, those were pipe dreams, right? I mean, and I just didn't have the resources or the wherewithal to go back, and so I stayed home.
Okay.
I'm glad I did.
Why?
If nothing else, I didn't have to have $250,000 medical school debt. I mean, I think from a financial standpoint, that alone, for my generation of physicians and dentists and pharmacists that came out of Nigeria in the early O's all the way to 2010-ish, comparatively, we didn't have that burdensome financial debt.
Does that playbook still work? So let's imagine there's a young doctor in Nigeria that's looking for an option and comes across this episode.
Works, but they're on a tighter leash.
Okay.
And this is what I mean. In my cohort or cadre of people that came, you probably had a 10-year window.
Okay.
The longer you spend, the harder it gets. But back then, a lot of residency programs would say you can get into residency 10 years out of medical school. Okay. Now, the average, and I'd say almost majority of good residency programs is 5 years.
So whatever you're doing, construction, that's here. When people come out here and they're doctors and they're doing...
Construction, I did some kitchen stuff, some parking stuff.
Some kitchen stuff? Like cooking or like
cleaning? Yeah, cleaning.
Okay.
I didn't have to do a lot of that, so I actually was really blessed. And I didn't have to do a ton of that because I was lucky to get research assistantships that paid for a lot of my school intermittently. But when I didn't have, when I needed more, I would do that. I enjoy it. Yeah.
Do they feel like it's home?
No, of course not.
Of course not. Do you feel like it's home?
They're second. I still feel that Nigeria is home, but I also, the rational part of me also realizes that it's not really. Right?
But why is Nigeria fantasy?
Because in reality, our children are never going to live there. Our children are never going to live there.
Okay.
A lot of us build houses in Nigeria that we see once a year. One external person that the Nigerian guy can marry any race.
Yes.
Doesn't care.
Yes.
It's a buffet for him.
Yes.
But the Nigerian woman...
And most black men in general.
Yes.
It is.
But Nigerian woman wants to marry a Nigerian man.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give a millennial Nigerian born or raised here with Nigerian parents who is single?
Oh, that is a tough one. That is such a tough one. That is a tough one because I definitely figure out what's important to you. Because a lot of times we're working off of what's important to the people that raised us and not necessarily what's important to us. And